Good morning. It is Friday, April 5th, 2K13, and Happy New Day to you. This is Wgtv, Wayne Goldsboro Television. I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kim Best. Good Friday morning, TGIF.
Oh, yes, TGIF. Thank goodness for that. Well, we got quite a show lined up for you today. Kim, who's going to be with us today?
We do. We have ERIN from the Arts Council of Wayne County on to tell us about things that are actually happening as soon as tonight.
Wow.
So you definitely want to stay tuned to hear about that.
Oh, boy.
We also have someone here from Guardian Ad Litem to talk about the details of what that program is.
That's a great program. That's CYNTHIA
It
COLEY.
certainly
Where
is.
do you hear all about this program here? You're going to be really surprised, and some great information coming out of that office.
And then the director of our health department, DAVIN MADDEN, will be here to talk about things happening with our health.
And guess what? We're also going to talk about washing hands.
Surprise!
He is quite the hand-washing guy. He really is. He's quite adamant about it, and for good reason. So we'll talk about that and some other things that I'm sure you'll find interesting.
That's right, so stay tuned.
All right, April 5th, all day, as a matter of fact. Cures for the Colors coming up soon.
That's right.
This is on April 13th and 14th, that entire weekend. It's a two-day event. And all kinds of categories of running and walking. There's a 1 mile fun run and fun walk for beginners or children or family. 1 mile, that's all. Also, there is a 5.26 mile loop walk or run for individuals. Then there's a 26.2 marathon, and it's a certified marathon. Also, a 100-mile marathon, and Jim
100 miles.
100 miles. You feel like running 100 miles, but now here's the thing: you can either run it by yourself, and I think last year there were 3 people to do that, or you can have a relay set up with say 20 people, each person running a 20th of a mile, which is what
You can do it any way you want, I guess.
However how you want to do it. Anyway, it's a big fundraiser. It's called Cures for the Colors, and it's coming up on April 13th and 14th. And if you want information about this, you can talk to someone at the Southeastern Cancer Care, or you can go online at southeasterncancercare.org, or call them at 587-9044, 587-9044.
It's a fantastic cause.
It is that. All right.
Well, this is the month is celebrating our National Fair Housing Month, the month of April. The entire month we'll be having workshops and seminars and various things to make you aware of what's happening, the latest updates with fair housing across the United States. This is for realtors, landlords, property owners, property managers, or citizens who want to know their rights about fair housing. There's workshops that will be taking place. The first one will be Thursday, April the 18th, and it's all about foreclosure prevention, legal updates, housing and finance. All of this will take place at Herman Park Center. You do, however, need to register ahead of time to make sure they have enough room. And you can call, let's see if I can find a number.
6 and 7 8. Or?
I don't see a number.
3.1416.
I know you can call the main office at City of Goldsboro and ask for Community Affairs, and they will get you there.
Aha.
That's right.
There you go.
Then they've also got a grant writing seminar that is taking place on April 27th. And this is to learn how to write grants or find out maybe some sources of grants that are out there that you may not be aware of, or if you have written a grant in the past and it was not accepted, find out maybe what you did wrong and how you can change things up before you do the next one.
There you go.
Lots of information the month of April about fair housing.
That's right. Okay. That time of year, well, of course, this is serious any time of year, but there are rabies vaccination clinics coming up, sponsored by the County of Wayne on different dates. Saturday, April 13th at Eastern Wayne High School from 8:30 until 11. Also on the 13th at the old Pikeville School building from 1 o'clock until 3 o'clock. And then at the Animal Adoption and Education Center on Clingman Street from 3:30 until 5 p.m. Now the cost is only $10. $10.
And what exactly do you do, Wayne?
You take your animal, whichever comes first, to one of these locations, pay your $10, and they will receive a rabies vaccine. This is so important because here in Wayne County particularly, we're in a rural area where
Yes.
we have raccoons, we have squirrels, we have anything
Possum,
that
the
could
list
be
goes on and on.
Yeah, the list goes on of animals that can be infected with rabies. This is extremely dangerous. And we're going to be talking more about rabies as we go into the next few weeks here. But it's so important that you have your pet vaccinated against rabies, because once your pet is infected with rabies, it's not a happy ending. So do the right thing. Get your pet, make sure your pet has rabies vaccines. Only $10, and that's coming up Saturday the 13th, and then again 2 weeks later on the 27th. We'll tell you more about that later on. But first of all, you need proof of rabies vaccination is required to receive a 3-year vaccination. If proof is not provided, a 1-year vaccination will be administered. Then you'll have proof, and then you'll have to have it again.
That's right.
In 3 years. So anyway, that's coming up. And if you have any questions about that, call our friends over at the Animal Adoption and Education Center.
Wayne, we talked earlier about so many activities that always take place at the Cliffs of the Noose.
Oh, yeah.
And how unique they are.
Yeah.
And you remember last week when we mentioned canoeing the Milky Way?
Yes.
Well, I want to remind you, in case you didn't hear that, that is tonight at 7:30 at Cliffs of the Noose. It says, join us for a special 2013 North Carolina Science Festival kickoff. If you're looking for an amazing way to learn about the night sky, come paddle on the Park Lake just after sunset. Gaze up into the stars and see the different constellations and tell the different constellation stories while you see them and you're floating in the dark. Watch it.
Floating in the dark. You are floating.
The park rangers will provide canoes and instruction and life vests and glow sticks. But you do have to make reservations, so you want to give them a call today, because the event takes place tonight. Call at 778-6234, Parks and Recreation, tonight.
That does sound like
Don't it sound like fun?
amount of fun.
It
Yes,
really does. That's a pretty cool event.
And it's out there where you're out of the, away from the lights of the city. There's no light contamination, and you see all those. And I was in a really dark area, part of Wayne County, the other night, and it was just clear as a bell. My head is still ringing. It was beautiful. It was gorgeous out there. So go and have a good time. I want to give a shout out to a special lady I met the other day. I meant to mention this earlier in the week, but I was visiting the Mount Olive area, as I often do, and I ran into a lady named Janet Boone, and she watches us every day.
Well, hi, Janet.
Yeah, hi, Janet. And she is a nice lady, and I just wanted to give her a shout out. And sorry it takes so long to get back to you on that, but you know how my mind works. But want to give her a shout out.
Well, Mount Olive's got some exciting things happening coming up soon with their North Carolina Pickle Festival, and it gets bigger and bigger every year. They're expecting over 40,000 people to attend that.
Really?
They really are. They did last year.
Yeah.
And you know, they've won that award from Keep North Carolina Beautiful. They won it. They're one of top 10 suggested locations to stop and see while you're in North Carolina.
And you know, we should be so proud of that. They worked really hard to put that pickle festival on, and they have earned that. They have earned that. That wasn't given to them. They worked really hard. This is what year? 27 years or something?
I think
like
so.
that?
I know it's in its late 20s, and this is the first year that you'll hear all about it later next week. But they have got a North Carolina Pickle Festival wine.
Really?
Through Hennett Family Farms.
Really?
Yes, this is the first year ever they've done that.
Really?
Yes.
That's special.
So you'll hear all about it. Can't tell you what kind it is. You'll have to wait and see.
It's not pickle wine?
It is not pickle wine. There's lots of pickle things, but not pickle wine.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
No, not at all.
Today, very quickly before we get on to the program.
Yes.
Here. One of my favorite actresses was born this day in 1908. Her name, Betty Davis.
Oh, yes.
I love me some Betty Davis movies.
Betty Davis eyes.
Oh, yeah. She was so fantastic. And also a very accomplished actor by the name of Spencer Tracy, born this day, 1900.
That's right.
Booker T. Washington, born this day. What a genius of a man he was. Agnetha Falskog. Doesn't ring a bell?
No, it does not.
She's 62 today. She was part of ABBA.
Oh, okay. You used to love some ABBA.
Yeah, Agnetha. That's one of the A's in ABBA. Gregory Peck, born this day, 1916. Probably, he did so many movies, but probably best known for To Kill a Mockingbird. That's right.
Yep, that's exactly right.
All right. Frank Gorshin, born this day, 1933. He was one of the funny men. He was on, not only, he's known for his Batman, but he played the Riddler on
Oh,
Batman.
yes,
But
okay.
he was also an extremely accomplished impressionist. Everybody, when you think of impressionists, you think of Rich Little.
Yes.
Frank Gorshin was hilarious as an impressionist. He could do anybody. But he's best known as the Riddler. Also, Greg Mathis, Judge Mathis, having a birthday.
Happy birthday, Judge.
He is 52 today. Joe Lister, who had something to do with clean operating rooms, pioneered the use of antiseptics. Lister,
Oh, like Listerine.
right, that kind of guy. Anyway, also Judith Resnick, the late Judith Resnick, was a hero in my books. She was the second woman to go into space. She died in the Challenger accident.
Oh, yes.
Terrible
I remember that day.
Robert Bloch, author of the creepy suspense novel named Psycho. You know Robert Bloch? Psycho, okay. That inspired the famous Hitchcock film Psycho, of course. And then Gail Storm, My Little Margie, born this day a long time ago. All right.
Happy birthday to each of you. Let's go on to the Arts Council and see what Erin's got to tell us about the exciting things happening starting tonight.
Our mission at the Paramount Theater is to enhance the quality of life of our citizens by supporting the community's love for the performing arts. By providing an annual performing arts series, we bring professional artists right to your stage. Coupled with our many talented local performing art groups, we are the unrivaled venue for entertainment you can count on. Visit our website for upcoming events or book your rental today at goldsboroparamount.com or call us at 919-583-8432. Just imagine the experience at the Paramount Theater.
Good morning and welcome back to Wayne Goldsboro Television. Joining me today is ERIN ALENDAR. She is the Gallery Director at the Arts Council of Wayne County. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, ERIN, you guys have a very busy month.
Yes.
And that's exciting for all of us to hear about what's happening in our county and downtown. Tell me some of the things that are getting ready to take place on our calendar.
Well, the very first thing that we have coming up is our First Friday, which is the first Friday of every month from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Arts Council. And this Friday, we have a lot in store for anyone who comes down.
So that's tonight. So everybody plan to come out and join us tonight.
Yes, and it's free. It's open to the public. We always serve refreshments, and it's a very welcoming, friendly, social environment. And some of the activities that we have planned, we're having Deanne McCompson, who is a woman who leads African drum circles. So she's bringing all of her drums and inviting people to come participate in the drum circle. And you don't have to have...
You get to go up and play with the drums?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
And she specifically told me you don't have to have any sort of rhythm or drumming experience.
That's a good thing, right?
Just jump right on the drums and join in. I'm really excited about that because I've never been a part of something like that, and I think that a lot of people in our community haven't done that.
Right.
So it's going to be high energy, a lot of fun, and then in addition to that, we're having our normal First Friday festivities, and we're going to have our studio artists upstairs greeting people. We're going to have our exhibits and our art market open, and then we're also having a book signing upstairs.
Oh really? Who is the author?
His name is Uhuru Ulysses, and he recently published a book called Charcoal and Chocolates. So
Is he from this area?
Yes, he's from
Okay.
this area, and it's his very first book that he's published, and he also has done some artwork for it. So he'll be there talking about his book, and we'll actually be serving people chocolate. So.
Of course you will. That's a great addition to the program. Okay, so we're going to see artists that you can, local artists that you can talk with and look in their galleries and just get familiar with their work. You can also talk with an author. You can have him sign a book if you decide to purchase. I'm assuming he'll have some for sale.
Yes.
You can join in on a drum brigade downstairs. Refreshments are offered to everybody. It's a free event to the public.
100% free, though we are raffling off some refurbished furniture that we got from the Habitat Restore.
Okay.
And the proceeds from that raffle are going to benefit the Arts Council and Habitat for Humanity. So it's a double good cause.
Oh, yes.
And you can get an amazing piece of furniture out of it.
Will it be on display?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a large mirror. It's really large.
Okay.
But it's hand painted, refurbished in kind of a shabby
Nice.
chic style.
Yeah.
And so we'll have raffle tickets for sale. It's $5 for one and then $4 for $15. So you kind of get a deal if you buy more.
Definitely, definitely. So that's tonight. So everybody plan to come on out to the Arts Council of Wayne County tonight, right there on the corner of
John and Walnut Street.
John and Walnut Street. That's great. So after tonight, what else do you have happening?
Well, right after that, we're jumping into our next very exciting event series, Sunday in the Park, which is a great Wayne County tradition. It's been around ever since the 70s. We have these old historic photos at the Arts Council of people decked out in their Sunday clothes and people with plaid and afros, and it used to be a huge event where thousands of people would come.
Oh my goodness.
And it was at Herman Park. And so we're continuing that tradition. We brought it back last year. It was a really successful event. And what it is, it's a free concert, first and foremost. We've got artists coming in from all over the state to give a free concert open to the public. And then there'll be a farmer's market, and so local farmers are going to be selling their produce.
Right.
We have bakers selling fresh baked bread, and then we're going to have artists and local craftspeople selling their wares.
Selling their goods. Wow. So it's like an afternoon just to relax, enjoy music, purchase items that you wouldn't typically get to see on a daily basis, and it's all right there in one location at Herman Park.
Yes, and it's actually through a partnership with Goldsboro Parks and Recreation. So they're bringing a lot to this as well. They're going to have activities for children. It's a very family-friendly event. We are going to have crafts, hula hoops. Yubi the Clown will be there. He's one of my favorites. He is so hilarious, and kids just love him. So it's a great family event. Just listen to music, bring a picnic, a blanket.
Sunday afternoon snack there.
Yes,
you can really turn it into whatever you want it to be. And of course, I'm sure the Kiwanis train will be running.
Yes, the mini
add
train.
A little addition, yes.
I have so many fun childhood memories on that train.
Me too.
And I just think that it's great that it's still running. And there's going to be all these wonderful things going on. And again, it's free and open to anyone.
What time of day is that, Erin?
It's from 2 to 5 p.m.
Okay, 2 to 5. Starting this Sunday.
Yes.
And how often will it run?
We're going to have this the first Sunday of every month through October.
Okay.
And we're going to be skipping July and August because it's very hot.
Yes, it is.
So being an outdoor event, it's kind of weather dependent, but we do rain or shine. So even last year it was pouring rain and 117 degrees all at the same time, and we're still out there having a great time. So.
Well, and each Sunday there's a different artist that'll be performing, right?
Yes, that's right.
Wonderful.
So we've got a lineup of all different types of music this year, from Spanish pop music to gospel, R&B, jazz, and then we're having some local favorites, Samantha Casey and the Bluegrass Jam.
Oh yes,
they're going to be playing September 1st. So.
Okay, so they're going to sort of end it for us. Well, no, October ends.
Yeah, October ends it, but they're definitely some local favorites, and we're expecting a big crowd for that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so just another big event that we can, oh my goodness, I can't talk today, that we can look forward to starting this Sunday, and it'll go all the way through the fall. So what happens next?
Well, coming up again right after that, we have on April 12th, which is next Friday, we are going to be kicking off downtown Goldsboro's Barnyard Bounce.
Oh yes.
Which is the kind of the bar bounce that they're doing to promote Pig in the Park, the fundraiser for the Boys and Girls Club. And the bar bounce will start at the Arts Council, and that's where everyone's going to kind of get in the barnyard spirit.
Now, how do you want everybody to dress?
Well, I would highly recommend either if you're a cowgirl, dress up like a cowgirl, or a cowboy, or just go crazy, put on a cow costume or a pig costume.
So anything goes.
Anything goes. Just bring your best barnyard, haystack, pigtails, anything
overalls,
like
whatever
that.
you need, whatever you feel in the mood to do.
But for people who don't have costumes, we will actually be providing little over-your-face pig noses for people to put on. So just really, it's all about having a good time and promoting this great event, Pig in the Park, which is the next day.
And you can go from restaurant to restaurant I know they have drink specials, but they also will have appetizers and other things
Yes.
available at each one of these restaurants.
It's going to be a lot of fun, and I highly encourage people to start at the Arts Council because we're really taking it to the next level of the Barnyard Spirit. We're going to have some people from Top Hat Ballroom
Oh, yes.
come down and facilitate a line dance.
Oh, wow. So you're going to get the night started with the Barnyard Line Dance.
Yes. So
to get you in the mood.
Exactly. It's
That's
really just going to
fantastic.
be such a fun time. And again, that's free. And we're going to be serving wine at the Arts Council. It'll all be free and open to anyone who wants to come and wear a pig nose and have a great time.
There you go. You can't beat that.
Right. And rolling right along to April 19th, we are having a very big event, something that's been in the works for over a year now.
Oh, wow.
We are going to be unveiling a very large, physically large, public art project. About a year ago, the Arts Council purchased a Wallace Simpson whirligig
Oh,
sculpture.
yes. I've been so excited about this.
Yes, so Wallace Simpson is a man from Wilson, actually a little bit outside of Wilson,
Right, Wilson
Lucama.
County.
And he's about 92 years old, and he makes these 30-foot tall, almost larger than life, larger than trees sculptures out of scrap metal that he used to have kind of like a tractor repair shop, and he had all this metal laying around, and one day he was like, why don't I build something out of this? So he
Right.
started making these really cool art sculptures, and he has gotten international fame for this.
I know, it is fantastic. Well, one of the unique things about these sculptures is every part moves.
Yes.
Every part of the sculpture moves in some shape, form, or fashion. And
Yes.
we're going to have one here in Goldsboro.
Yes.
So what can you tell us about it?
Well, you'll have to come to the
Well,
unveiling.
it's a surprise.
So the whirligig unveiling is April 19th at 1 p.m. and it's right in front of where Torero's is,
Right.
Torero's Mexican restaurant on John Street in their parking lot. So this is going to
Over
be
by the mural?
Yes.
Okay.
And the mural will be completed
I've
by
heard.
then too.
I've
So
heard.
you're going to be able to see this great huge sculpture that is going to be one of the first things that you see driving into downtown Goldsboro, and we're so excited
Oh,
about
yes,
it.
such a nice addition, something unique and different. And when you drive in downtown, it's just going to, draw your eyes and give you some excitement. That is
Yes.
awesome. So everybody's invited to come see
Yes.
the unveiling?
Yes, we'd
1
love to
o'clock
have-
next Friday.
Yes.
The 19th.
So we put it in the middle of the day so people can maybe drop by on their lunch hour
Yeah,
or something like
okay.
that. But it's really going to be hopefully the first of many public art projects for downtown Goldsboro and for Wayne
Yes,
County.
looking forward to that. And Wallace is from Lucama, which is right outside Wilson. Fantastic. And anything else happening?
Well, in May we actually have another huge event for the year. It's
Of course you
something
do.
it's something that we look forward to all year long. It's almost the highlight of our exhibit programming, and that is our 34th annual National Juried Arts Exhibition.
Oh, yes. I've been before. They are so amazing. Tell everybody what that is if they don't really understand.
Well, what it is we invite artists from all over the country. We send out invitations and all the guidelines to galleries, like I said, all over the country. So any artist over the age of 18 years old is welcome to submit up to 2 pieces of artwork in any medium, and they bring it by the Arts Council or they can ship it. So we're really getting the biggest variety of artwork that we have in any of our exhibits throughout the year, and we get anywhere from 200 to, I think one time we had 400 entries.
Tell me some of the unique entries you've seen before or heard about.
Well, a couple years back, we had a huge ball gown that was made out
Really?
of all these different materials, and that actually won Best in Show. So sometimes when people think of art, they think of a rectangle painting on a
Right,
wall.
exactly.
But it was this gorgeous handmade ball gown. And we get sculptures, we get woodworking, fine pottery and crafts. There's really such a variety of different things that we get. So that's why we look forward to it so much, because
It's the unknown.
it's the unknown.
Yes,
And it's always interesting.
I'm sure.
So the grand opening of that is May 3rd from 5 to 9 p.m. at the Arts Council. And again,
Perfect.
free and open to the public.
Well, you know, you really can't beat what you all offer. You have such a wide variety of activities that there's something for everybody, and they're free. You know, we are so blessed to have you guys in our community doing such a good
you.
job and bringing art and culture opportunities to each and every one of us, and they're free of charge.
Yes.
So thank you for what you guys do. We appreciate it. We look forward to all of these events. Join us tonight, the Arts Council of Wayne County, for First Friday. You can't beat it. It's right there on the corner of
John and Walnut Street in downtown Goldsboro.
Fantastic. And this is what's happening at the Arts Council of Wayne County.
All right, we're back on WGTV today, Wayne Goldsboro Television. Thank you for being with us on this beautiful Friday morning. Oh boy,
That's exactly right.
I am telling you, what a nice day. It's been chilly this week, but gee, promising a nice weekend weather-wise, and we're really looking forward to that.
Yes,
That's
we
great.
are. There's so many things happening this weekend, so take your pick and choose what you want to be a part of. We'd love to see you down at the Arts Council. Wayne and I will be there tonight. We want to have you come on out and check out what happens there. I think you'll be surprised.
I think you will too. But have you seen the Bradford pear trees blooming?
Oh my gosh, aren't they
gorgeous?
beautiful?
I know, and the dogwoods are getting ready to pop out.
Yes.
So
This is a pretty time of
I
year.
love this time of year. So I hope you're able to join us tonight. The weather will be nice,
That's right.
cooperative. So there you go.
That's right.
All right, what you got?
Well, I was excited to hear Erin talk about the whirly gig that is
I
going to be
know.
taking place and being put up downtown Goldsboro over on the other side of
It
Torero's.
will be enormous.
It will be, you know, and it's so interesting that this gentleman who created these is from Lucama, right outside Wilson, North Carolina, and he is known internationally now.
Yeah, he's up there with a guy named Don Flowers, and Don's a friend of mine. So this guy with the whirly gigs, he's been doing this for years.
He has.
And finally received the recognition he should have received a long time ago.
So these are just pieces of metal that he has put together in
Yeah.
very unique sculptures, and every piece of this sculpture moves.
Yes.
It's just so unique and so colorful, and we're going to have one right downtown
I
Goldsboro.
like the story she told about how he was a tractor mechanic or a tractor fixer-upper kind of person thing there. And he had all these
Scrap metal?
scrap metal laying around. And just,
Said, what can I do?
yeah. And there are some people who would say, well, yeah, I could have done that, or I could, but no, you couldn't. You didn't think of it. You know, if you'd have thought of it, you might have done it. So,
Well, he is very creative. He's in his 90s. His health is declining a little right now. We hope he gets better, and we wish him well. But we're excited to have one of his sculptures in our community.
oh boy, yes, indeed, we are that.
That's right.
All right.
What else is happening,
Well, I got
Wayne?
word the other day that the Optimist Club is still out there, and they're still asking for your help in helping children with computers. If you or your organization or your company is upgrading your computer system, then the Optimist Club can use your computer system. All you have to do is call and donate it, donate your system to them, and they will take it, refurbish it, and then find a child who needs a computer for schoolwork or for whatever, and they will make that happen. So the number to call is 920-8541, 920-8541. That's 919-920-8541.
You know, we take that so for granted, Wayne.
Yes.
And nowadays in schools, so much is expected to be done on computers.
Yes.
And so this is a fantastic opportunity if you're not using your computer or if you're upgrading to help another person out and give them the gift of the internet and computers.
You have to have it nowadays.
That's right. And Wayne, don't forget, we want to remind everybody on April 16th, it's a big, big day in our community.
Yeah.
That's the day that the Wall That Heals will be coming to Goldsboro, North Carolina.
Yeah.
April 16th. And what they're asking is, as they arrive with the Wall That Heals and the motorcade that'll be with them, we want people to line those streets with flags dressed in patriotic colors on Wayne Memorial Drive.
Drive, Avenue, whatever.
We want to show them how much we appreciate and
Yes.
honor what these gentlemen and women have done through the years with the Wall That Heals arriving on April 16th. Do you remember the time, Wayne?
I
Is
believe
it
it'll be in the afternoon.
3 o'clock, 3 p.m. it says.
It'll be rolling in from the west, and it will be coming in with an escort, a very
right.
loud escort, and we want to make sure that you're out on Wayne Memorial Drive with flags and lots of red,
That's
white, and blue,
exactly
and
right.
cheering these folks on and cheering on the wall as it makes its way over to Wayne Community College.
That's right.
It'll arrive on the 16th, give them 2 days to set it up. It'll open up for visitation and for observance on the 18th. That's when you'll be able to go out and visit the wall.
That's exactly right.
All right.
And so there's more information about that on Wayne Community College's website, or if you just Google Wall That Heals Goldsboro, North Carolina, it'll take you straight to many locations, but Wayne Community does have a schedule and all the details.
So plan on being there on the 16th.
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock, Wayne Memorial Drive, and lots of yelling and cheering.
That's
for the Wall That
exactly. We
Heals.
want to show them how much we appreciate it.
All right, Guardian ad litem came in and spoke with us one day earlier this week, and DAVIN MADDEN is also with us again today to talk about health issues. Let's go to them. Our guest today is Cynthia Coley, and Cynthia, you are with Guardian ad litem.
That's correct.
Now, that's Latin, and I don't know what that means. What is Guardian ad litem?
It's guardian over the person.
Guardian over the person, and in
That's
this
right.
particular case, we're talking about youngsters, children, in most cases, right?
We are talking about children ages 0 to 17.
0 to 17. Now, what do you do? When you say you're a guardian over children, 0 through 17, what does that mean? What do you do?
We actually advocate for abused and neglected children
Oh, I see.
that are involved in the court system.
Oh, my goodness. Well, somebody has to help these children.
That's right.
And that's where Guardian ad litem comes in.
That's exactly where we come in.
So, how do you do this? All right, so, first of all, how do you know about the children?
Okay?
Do the judges of the court system come to you and say, we have a child who needs help?
What happens is the Department of Social Services files a petition.
Mm-hmm.
When a petition is filed, the Guardian ad litem program is appointed to represent the child. Because of the Guardian ad litem program, the child actually has an attorney.
Because of the Guardian ad litem program, the child then has an attorney.
That's correct.
All right, now, are your decisions regarding this child, do they override the parents' wishes?
Well, I don't know if they override the parents' wishes, but you know the parents have attorneys. The Department of Social Services has an attorney, and now because of us, the children have an attorney.
The child has an attorney.
And what we are concerned with is what is in the best interest of this child.
Right.
So it may not match what anybody else in the courtroom wants, desires, but that is we are charged with what is in the best interest of the child.
Is this because the child has been abused, or is this because there's some sort of abuse in the family, in the home, or what?
The child has been abused or is living in an injurious environment or neglected in some way, shape, form, or fashion.
So regardless of the situation, it could be any number of things.
It could be.
If the child is considered to be in danger
That's
of
right.
some sort, that's where you come in.
That's right.
The courts step in and they come to you and they say, we have a child, this child needs help, he needs protection.
That's right.
The child ends up with an attorney through your office, and where do you go from there?
Well, once a petition is filed, that automatically means court hearings. And so then it equivalent to a criminal trial, the case is adjudicated or not adjudicated, and the child is determined to be either neglected or abused. And then there's a series of reviews that continue to happen, hopefully to help the family get back on track so that the child can be raised by its parents.
I'm almost afraid to ask you how many children are involved, or how many children do you have right now that you're taking care of?
Last month, there was 157.
157 children
Last month.
last month who
That's
have
right.
been abused, allegedly abused, or allegedly in some sort of situation in their home that could do them harm.
That's correct.
That's kind of sad.
It
That's
is.
very sad. Over 100 and some children.
That's right. Last year, we served 455 children in Wayne County.
In Wayne County. 455 children in Wayne County last year alone.
That's right.
What happens to the children?
The situation that brought them into court is corrected, and they return home. If it isn't corrected, they sometimes go live with family members. And sometimes they are separated from their families permanently, and they are adopted by other people.
That's also very sad. How often do the children, are they able to return home in some cases or in most cases?
They are able to return home. They are. The parents are. The goal is not to remove the children from their
Right.
homes permanently. The goal is to protect the children and hopefully return them to their parents. But that means people have to correct some things that they were doing. They have to change the way they do things, change the way they think, change the way they parent. There's a lot of changes involved.
Now, I know that there may be some preconceived notions about this. There may be people who are saying, oh yeah, they're from the poor families. Those are the poor families, or those are a certain group of people that, but this could be anybody.
It could
Couldn't
be
it be?
anybody.
Anybody.
It could be anybody. That's
It
what I
crosses
tell
all
people.
boundaries.
It crosses all boundaries. And I tell people all the time, they could be sitting next to you in church. They could be sitting next to your children in school. They could be, it could be anybody.
Is there, and I know it's not your place to determine what causes this to happen, or do you? Do you get involved with what causes people to act in such a way that they could potentially lose their children?
Not so much what causes it as much as we focus on addressing what it is to correct it so that the children can be raised by their families.
Your priority is protection of the children.
That's
your
right.
priority. That's more important than anything else.
That's right.
And you do this with an attorney. An attorney protects the child.
That's right.
What have you found to be the case with the parents when they all of a sudden realize, hey, I might lose this child here? What in most cases would you say, do they realize what's going on? Do they realize how they got to this point? Or are they just kind of saying, I don't know what's going on here?
Very rarely do people continue to stand on, I don't know what's going on. What I have seen in the time that I've been here is that the parents that are very, very seriously hit the ground running. They do what's asked of them so that they can get their children back. And the more they do, the quicker they do it, the quicker the family is reunited.
So regardless of the group, regardless of the age, regardless of the side of town in which they live, it covers everybody.
It covers everybody.
All groups have this problem.
That's right.
All financial situations,
That's right.
rich and poor,
That's right.
all financial situations, all races, all neighborhoods.
That's right.
It just doesn't matter.
It does not.
People are people.
That's
And
right.
everybody, thank goodness, everybody's a little different.
That's right.
But unfortunately, there are some people who take it to an extreme.
That's true.
So, if somebody, now you only work through the courts, right? Somebody can't walk into your office and say, hey, I have a child here who's in danger.
That's right.
They can't do that. You
They
only
cannot.
respond to the courts.
That's correct.
So, how long has Guardian Ad Litem been doing this?
Wayne County was one of the pilot counties for the pilot program, and that was 1981. We and then it became the General Assembly decided, yes, this is what we want to do. So it became an actual program in 1983, and in 1985 it became a program in each county in this state.
Wow. And one of the first right here in Wayne County.
That's right.
How long have you been doing this?
Almost 10 years.
Bless your heart. That's got to be tough.
Some days are tougher than others, but I actually like the idea that at the end of the day, I feel like I've done some good.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you ever run into a situation where you find that maybe what's been said was not exactly true and that there really was not a problem in the home? And I know most of them are, if not all of them. But do you ever run into that where somebody has filed a false report?
I don't know about a false report. In my almost 10 years, I've only had 3 cases, been involved in 3 cases that were dismissed.
Okay. Only 3?
Only 3.
In the whole 10 years?
That's right.
Okay. I don't know how you do this. This is you must have a lot of intestinal fortitude. No. I'm telling you. This is tough. This is really tough. But I know you enjoy your work.
I do. I do. Children are just one of those segments of society that, we think we need to protect. And while doing so, this is really tender, because while doing so, you can't violate somebody else's rights. But at the same time, children have rights.
They do.
And they need to be protected.
They do.
And I think that's where we come in. We protect their rights. We are their voice. We make sure that their needs are met, all of their needs, the whole child, not just one section of them, just the whole child, educationally, emotionally, physically, every possible way.
I'm happy to hear that most of the time the parents come around. Most of the time.
Yes.
And they come around and they make amends, and they do better.
They do.
That's the way it should be.
Yes.
And I see this as, this could happen to anybody.
It could.
It could happen to anybody. If somebody is going through a stressful time in their life, they perhaps lost a job or lost a loved one, or their financial chaos. There's so many things affecting our livelihoods now, so many things affecting our lives, that people are not always thinking clearly.
That's true.
Going through a lot of stress, and stress will really do a number on you.
It really will. And see, the thing is, most of the cases that we deal with aren't one-time situations. I mean, okay, somebody's lost their job, and the bills are coming in and the money is just not enough to meet it. They get stressed out, but it isn't a continuous kind of thing. They make a change. What we're dealing with is a pattern of bad choices, inappropriate decisions, lifestyle that is not conducive to raising healthy children.
Yeah. Well, give us a phone number if someone has any questions and they want to know more about guardian ad litem.
Or if they would love to volunteer.
You do take volunteers.
We
Now, where do
do.
volunteers come in? How do they help?
We use a 3-person model. We have an attorney that actually advocates for the children. We have a staff person. My job and other staff people, what we do is we make sure we keep up with state best practices. And we actually have volunteers who go out and do an independent investigation of everything. We're not checking behind social services. We just do our own independent investigation. That's what we're charged with.
Protecting the children.
That's exactly right.
Let me ask you one more question here very quickly. Do you ever encounter misconceptions about your office? What people do not understand, or they think something that it's not? You ever run into that? Or do people generally pretty much know what you do?
No, well, because we have a Latin name, it gets mixed up all the time. And people automatically think we're a part of social services. It's once that they get to know us and we keep talking about what we do and how we do it, that they understand that there's a difference.
You are not part of social services.
We are not a part of social services.
An independent agency.
We are.
And you're here in the courthouse, Wayne County Courthouse.
That's right.
That's where your office is. And what's your phone number?
It is 919-722-6300.
919-722-6300.
That's
I
right.
got it. Okay, and in fact, I'm going to put that on the screen right there.
Okay,
All
wonderful.
right, 919-722-6300. Our guest today has been Evelyn.
Cynthia.
I'm sorry, Cynthia Coley. I'm sorry, Cynthia, but I appreciate you coming in, and I hope you're able to come back soon.
Thank you.
All right, thank you
And
very
I'd
much.
like to say one thing.
Yes.
That April is Child Abuse Prevention Month.
Yes.
And Child Abuse Prevention Month, that's the 1 month set aside to recognize and just make people more aware of the kinds of things that we can do to prevent child abuse.
That's good. April is Child Abuse Awareness Month, and it happens more than you realize, and that's so unfortunate.
Yes.
All right. Cynthia Coley, thank you so much for being
Thank
with
you.
us today. Guardian ad litem 722-6300. I'm
Thank you.
Wayne Alley. Our guest today is DAVIN Madden. DAVIN is the Wayne County Health Director of the Health Department. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
How
Good
you
to be
doing?
here. I'm doing great.
DAVIN, you've been with us many times, and I'm glad you're here. You always bring a lot to the table, a lot to talk about. I want to ask you about National Public Health Week. That's coming up.
It's this week.
It is this week.
We're in it.
We are in National Public Health Week.
We have arrived.
What's that all about?
Well, National Public Health Week was declared by President Bill Clinton back in 1995, first week of April.
Right.
And it was really to bring awareness and support of public health. There's so much about public health to talk about. A couple things I'll talk about today are really about how everybody really contributes to the success of public health. Now, I get the limelight a lot of times being the health director, or they might have to do with me slipping you 20s under the table. But either way,
Well, that'll work too. Yeah.
but either way, I get the limelight a lot. But in all fairness, everyone is part of the success of public health. There's so many agencies in the county that are doing things every day that are beneficial to public health, that are part of promoting public health. The main thing is, though, is I won't name them all because I'll omit someone, and then they'll call me up later. But everybody in this county is part of the success of public health. If you have been part of a childhood vaccination or immunization, you've been part of public health.
So public health is just everything.
It's everything.
Everything at all to do with health.
Absolutely. If you stayed home when you were sick instead of getting out and spreading germs, you are a success story of public health. If you wore your seatbelt when you got in the car, you're a success story of public health. If you washed your hands, you know I was going to get it in there.
You're the man. Yeah,
Right.
you're the washing hand man.
From the beginning. If you wash your hands several times a day that you should, you're part of the success story of public health.
Right.
If you covered your nose and your mouth when you coughed, again, you're part of that success story. And that's what a public health awareness is. There's so many things we do. I gave my presentation a couple weeks ago before the commissioners and talked about just with here in Wayne County, there are over 22 programs that we do in public health in the health department. But public health is bigger than the health department. Every single person in this county is involved in public health in some capacity every day. And that's part of why the awareness needs to be out there.
How do you make people more aware of it? How do you convince people that the right way to muffle a sneeze is to sneeze into your arm? What do you do to make people aware of what they should be doing?
I think we talk about it like we do today.
Oh, okay.
We promote it, we educate, and we make people understand the investment is about them and about the community. And that's why, it's like I said, it's not just the vague of what is public health. It's it can be vague in a sense, but we know we're going to talk about some specific details, just like I mentioned earlier about the different things that people may have done to be a success in public health.
So if you could name something that people just, everyone knows to sneeze into your arm. They know to wash your hands, or they're supposed to know these things. Everyone knows all that. What about something that people just don't think about? What is it that you would want to tell somebody that they're not doing, that they should be doing, that they're not thinking about?
Well, like I said, one thing is people don't realize that just buckling up is a public health feature.
That's a good point.
Childhood immunizations or vaccinations are public health success story.
Yeah.
I mean, there is over a $10 million savings each year just in childhood vaccinations based on infectious disease. It prevents 30,000 deaths, and it prevents more than close to 200,000 illnesses each year.
This is just with childhood vaccination.
That's correct.
This childhood vaccination, it prevents them from contracting some infectious disease that will create a problem for them later in life.
That's correct, or even right then. I mean, we talked about it before about just being sick, the impact it has on an individual. I mean, it's not just people miss work or children miss school, and the impact it has. Someone has to care for the child, or the person misses that day of work. I mean, it has a lot of impact just being sick, especially when you can prevent it. And one of the things that's being promoted right now is our new Surgeon General. That's Regina Benjamin. She's just promoted for National Public Health Week, Everyone Walks campaign.
Oh.
And it's a very simple process, and so I'm really supportive of what this idea is. It's really just about getting out and walking, and understanding that public health is about your environment, about your community, about just being well, an awareness of wellness and awareness of prevention.
Walking. Just get out and walk.
That's right. Get out and move. Get active. We talk about it. I mean, that's the thing about it. We talk about it, and we're going to keep talking about it.
Yeah,
we're not going to quit talking about it until everybody's out there walking, or moving, or being active, or changing, maybe changing how they perceive things. We've had discussions before about eating it. The office, and we had to talk about the fruit salad versus the cake, and
we did talk about.
So we won't. I won't hammer back into that again. because you know, you were touchy about that subject.
Well, I'm a sensitive guy. Yeah.
But that, you know, that's what I'm here for. Like I said, I'm here. Like I said, I get the camera a lot, but the thing about it is there's a lot of partners out there that believe the same thing I do, and they know that with the challenges that we're facing in our community. I'm going to talk about Wayne County because we can talk about the United States, but what is happening here is happening a lot of places.
I don't care about the U.S. Well, I care about the U.S., but I care more about what's happening in my neighborhood, on my street, in my community.
So do I.
What's going on here?
And that's, you know, we talked about, we've got a population here in Wayne County that 33% of our adults are obese. Now,
1 out of 3.
You asked me one time what that meant. I don't know if I ever answered. That means that a person has a 30 or greater BMI, body mass index.
30 or greater.
30 or greater.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's pretty great, pretty good. And then people, and almost 72% of our county is overweight. Now that's a 25 or greater BMI.
So 3 out of 4 people are already overweight, and 1 out of every 3rd person is obese.
That's correct, in adults.
In adults.
Now, childhood obesity we've seen a slight decline, which has been a great, fantastic.
That's great.
Effort. Yeah, but these things, you know, we talk about weight, but it's because we have to, because it leads to a lot of the number 1 cause of death in Wayne County is cancer.
Yeah.
But the second cause of death in Wayne County is heart disease. And a lot of heart disease symptoms and problems can be corrected by changing some diets. You know, you don't have to change your whole diet, but changing your diet and getting active, getting that activity every day, getting out moving there. It does wonders just walking. It impacts your stress levels. It changes them. It changes your muscle tone, your immune system. It has wondrous effects on your body, your mental state, your emotional state by getting out and getting active. And if you don't want to do it by yourself, find you a champion, a family member,
a dog.
A dog.
Yeah, I'm serious.
It's something fine. Yeah, I'm saying find you a champion.
Yeah.
Find someone that will get you out and walk with you. And that because there's so much about our environment that we can't control.
Yeah.
And we do good to control. We have good air quality here in Wayne County.
Right.
But there's things like that, like air quality and water quality, that we have to rely on the entities that are in place to ensure that we have safe drinking water and safe air quality. But individually, we can control us in that process. We can get out and get to walking. Everyone Walks campaign.
We can control. Okay. Get out and walk.
Wash your hands.
And wash your hands. Changes everything. It does.
It can make a change.
It can make a change. I can see how that can happen. But look, what about this? Okay, here I am, an adult, hypothetical. I'm 40 years old. Right. Okay, let's say I'm 40 years old and I've got children. If I don't care about myself, at least the very, very, very least you can do is make sure your children are getting this exercise.
Yeah, but that's a slippery slope. Because let me tell you why.
Why?
Children will model the behavior they see.
Oh yeah, now that's true.
So if they see that you don't care,
yeah,
or if they see that activity or a healthy diet or good food choices or behavior decisions, if they're not supported by role models or the people that they look up to, how do you expect them to begin to develop those same behaviors? They're going to copy what they see most of the time.
So if they see their parents going for a walk, then probably they will want to go for a walk.
There's some days I get home from work, I'm tired.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do it, but I'll get out there and play a little frisbee or run around outside a little bit just to get moving because I want my kids to be active.
Okay.
So National Public Health Week, everybody walks. And realize that you are part of the success of public health. It's not me, it's everybody. The things you do every day are a part of the
simple things.
The simple things.
We're not talking about jumping jacks and
That's right.
squat thrusts, and we're talking about starting simple and let it grow.
The way we move the needle in public health values is to get people to continue to hear the message that we still have to focus more on wellness and prevention than on disease and treatment. Now that's a tough, tight message, but that's what we've got to keep getting out there. As long as I'm sitting here, we'll keep getting that message out. Focus on wellness and prevention.
Works. Ride that bike.
Here we go.
Here we go. Riding the bike. All right? And
walking. You got to
and wash your hands.
And washing your hands.
And wear your seatbelt.
Wear your seatbelt. Cover your nose and mouth when you cough or sneeze.
All right. National Public Health Week. DAVIN Madden, our health director here in Wayne County. I thank you very much, sir.
It's always a pleasure.
Pleasure's mine. Thank you.
Thank you, Wayne.
And we're back. Well, wash your hands.
It is very important, though.
It is extremely important.
It
to
can
wash your
really
hands.
stop and prevent a lot of disease and germ passing.
Oh boy, that is so true.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Today
sir.
is Friday.
Yes, it is.
It's April something,
5th.
5th. I knew that. And that means in about a month, the Partnership for Children will be
That's
ready
right.
to deliver their lobster and shrimp. And oh boy, I can't wait.
They are wonderful. I can't say enough about how good they are, the shrimp and the lobsters.
I know. Of
Yeah, I know
course,
you've already bought your ticket.
I have. It's a fundraiser for the Partnership for Children. They do this every year. You were very involved with this while you were with that organization.
Yes, for years.
And the shrimp and the lobster will be coming in on May 4th, I believe.
The day before the event.
Right. And
Fresh
oh boy,
seafood.
£1.5 pound of lobster and 2 pounds of shrimp, $25 each. And you'll be happy when you participate in purchasing your lobster or shrimp. But you'll be even happier knowing how this money is being used.
And a portion of your donation will be tax deductible, a portion of it.
Portion of it will.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
All
It
right.
certainly will. And they'll give you a document as you pick up your food. You can actually drive through on that day. Of course, your ticket has to be purchased ahead of time. But you can drive through and just stop. They'll give you your food. That you actually fill out your ticket, and they'll ask you what time would you like to pick it up. Anytime between the hours of 2 and 6 p.m. on that particular day. They'll drive through, give it to you, you give them their ticket, and you can be on your merry way.
You don't even have to get out of your car.
You don't have to get out of the car.
Man.
They'll cook it for you, or they'll give it to you. The shrimp will be, they'll freeze the shrimp if you're not going to have it cooked, and they will give the lobster to you live, and you can be daring enough to go home and cook it yourself.
Okay.
But it is fantastic
Or they'll cook
food.
it for you.
Or they'll cook it for you.
All right.
And I tell you, if they cook it for you, it is delicious. We have lots of experienced cooks out there who have done this for at least 9 years.
Cannot believe I have to wait a month,
I know.
but it's worth it.
It is. It is.
Okay, what you got?
Well, Parks and Recreation has so much going on, but I want to remind you this Sunday is the very first of a series of Sunday in the Park. They'll have live entertainment, they'll have crafts, but most importantly, they will have the farmers market there that day.
Oh boy.
They will have local farmers there with produce and all kinds of goodies. They'll also have baked goods there on that day, Sunday in the Park, starting this Sunday.
Okay.
Let's see. It starts at 2 o'clock. It'll last until 5. Of course, the miniature Kiwanis train will be running that day as well. It's just a great family afternoon to spend at Herman Park with your family and enjoy a little entertainment. It's the first of the series this Sunday.
And the farmers market.
Farmers market will be there. First day, the farmers market will be there with fresh local produce.
Oh boy. Oh, I
Which
love
is
that.
great. I
It
love
is
this
good.
time of year.
Oh, I do too.
So
I do
support
too.
your local farmers and shop local as much as you can.
Well, Kim, let's take a look at who's on tomorrow's program.
Yes, tomorrow we're going to have, we're showcasing.
rather Monday.
Yeah, Monday.
I said tomorrow.
We'll have Meg Granate, who is with Downtown Goldsboro Development Corporation. She goes downtown and we'll be interviewing some of our local businesses. And then we'll also have Scott Stevens, Goldsboro City Manager. He'll be giving his monthly updates. He's got a few surprises that you may not have heard if you didn't go to the City Council meeting, a few things, but he'll tell you everything that's happening the month of April. So that's all on Monday's show.
Oh boy, I can't wait. Anyway, I hope you have a great weekend. Be safe over the weekend. Drive carefully and cautiously. And join us again every morning, Monday through Friday at 7 o'clock for WGTV, Wayne Goldsboro Television. Until then, I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kim Bess, and this is what's happening in your community.